Recall the last time you made a mistake. What was your response? Did you cringe? Did you start to get sweaty palms? And maybe feel the hot burning sensation on your face? Making mistakes may make you feel vulnerable, exposed, and defeated. But what we choose to do with our mistakes will determine our fate. Making mistakes is part of life, and many people often respond with self-blame as their dominant response for self-correction. However, if we get stuck in this unhealthy self-blame loop that keeps triggering unpleasant emotions, it becomes a destructive cycle that prevents us access our creative genius, magical power. In this video, you'll learn how to stop self-blame, free yourself from suffering, and level up as a person. Stay tuned. You probably never thought the habit of self-blame prevented you from financial independence, finding a loving partner, and/or accomplishing your dreams. Many people have a very critical and harsh inner talk that keeps playing in the background, and it reinforces their identity, repeats their choices, and validates their beliefs. This is called unconscious conditioning, and it keeps people in a hypnotic rhythm, like Groundhog Day from the movie. They keep repeating the same critical inner talk that becomes their belief, and that manifests in their behaviors, demeanor, and attitude, which becomes their identity. Through this identity, they keep reinforcing to themselves that they're never good enough to reach their potential or seek greater fulfillment in life. So how do we get this destructive cycle going in the first place? It has to do with how we're raised in childhood. The first 7 years of life is when an infant focuses on the development of its brain, making new neurons, and forming new synapses, and basically just a sponge using all its senses to learn the world around them. So if the caregiver provides a living environment that is grounded in safety and security and filled with love and care, the child will likely grow up with a secure attachment, have a healthy immune system, and are more likely to have a healthy sense of self to face life's challenges. However, if the caregivers themselves are emotionally immature, mentally ill, and inadequate to provide basic needs, then the child will likely have delayed development, form an insecure attachment style, and manifest all sorts of health problems from childhood to adult life. Self-blame is a learned behavior. Hypercritical, judgmental, and abusive parents discourage the child from a growth mindset because the methods of punishment, shame, blame, guilt, and what have you are working against the brain instead of activating its natural genius power. Correction or discipline through punishment, criticism, or simply being told what to do without proper guidance or support to grow from the mistake. The children only learned obedience and suppression of self due to the absence of nurture, support, and guidance. Which are the components needed to develop empathy? Furthermore, children learn through what they see and are mostly influenced by the people around them. That's why certain neighborhoods in a zip code are constantly struggling with violence and poverty, because that's all people know from that area. This is not about blaming the parents or seeing ourselves broken. This is about what we can do on an individual level to acknowledge, heal, and transform to stop this destructive pattern. Although we may think self-blame is helping us improve, what we didn't know is that self-blame creates counterproductive results, for it suppresses our emotions, chips away our self-worth, and limits our ability to grow. The pattern of self-blame behavior you unconsciously do to yourself is reinforcing the neurons in your brain to further confirm your failure. So, you are more likely to engage in behaviors that sabotage you to validate your identity as you blame yourself to be. Scary, right? I hope this wakes you up and realize we've all limited our potential unconsciously. Now let's talk about some tips to undo destructive self-blame patterns so you can shift from self-blame to a confident person who grows and becomes more valuable through mistakes. The first one is to practice mindfulness, which is to become more aware. Most people live unconsciously, receiving all stimulants from the external world through everything they're exposed to. By becoming more aware, you can be more mindful of what you choose to give your energy to. This is where you pause, take a breath, notice things around you through your senses, and acknowledge yourself as a consciousness who is having the human experience. Practicing this habit throughout the day allows you to become aware of yourself, your surroundings, and your thoughts. When you can practice mindfulness throughout the day, you are not controlled by your circumstances. Rather, you are in control of your reality. The second one is to recognize your thought patterns. The thought patterns have been developed through time, and if you've experienced childhood adversity, it's likely you have beliefs deep in your subconscious mind that are creating the reality before you, and you think that's just the way it is. So look at your reality. What is working and not working? Then, start to recognize your thought patterns and observe the thoughts you have. Are they quality thoughts or ego talks? What we want to engage with are the high-quality thoughts coming from our intuition, the source, the infinite intelligence, the one that is calm, wise, and supportive, and not engage with thoughts that are fear-based, manipulative, and mean-spirited. Number 3, allow it to pass. If you have been marinating yourself with self-blame, it'll take some time to stop being reactive to your thoughts and rewire your brain to form better self-talk. Instead of trying to control the people around us, the thoughts that come up, and many other external things, what we can do is focus on observation and allow it to pass. It's highly recommended to practice mindfulness meditation, as it focuses on engaging with your senses to be in the present moment, grounding yourself, and connecting deeply with your body. Meditation has many benefits, including helping you better manage your emotions, observe your thoughts, and have a calmer state of being. With practice, you are more able to find yourself observing negative thoughts like dark clouds passing through. Note that this does not mean you let your mistakes pass and see them as nothing. You accept your mistakes. Be accountable by taking responsibility to learn from your mistakes and choose to do better next time. And you don't have to deprecate your self-worth because of your mistake. Number 4, choose a better thought. There's a famous mantra among the personal development community who's also into neuroscience that goes, neurons that fire together wire together. What this means is that the neurons in your brain respond to the same stimulus connection through synapses, and that's how we learn and retain memory. As you become more aware of your self-blaming patterns, it's important to introduce new, better thoughts that are more constructive to your growth. Next time you start to self-blame, use the following mantra and positive affirmation to replace the self-blame thoughts. This is part of the learning lesson for my greater good. I rise above my insecurities. I release self-criticism and choose self-love. My strengths are greater than any struggle. The last one, number 5. Learn from your mistakes. Although we've been conditioned to seek approval externally and focus on perfecting our physical image, as we further develop ourselves, we learn that life is far more than the surface level of titles, materialistic things, and images. More so, we learn on a deeper level of who we are, a deeper sense of meaning beyond the surface level stuff. You can think of it as your net worth, also known as net wealth. Net worth, according to Investopedia, is the value of the assets a person or corporation owns, minus the liabilities they owe. This is an important metric to determine a company's health and a glimpse of its current financial position. In this case, the value of the assets is the wisdom you gained, and the mistakes you made are your liabilities, which add up to your net worth. As quoted by John Henry Jowett, the real measure of our wealth is how much we'd be worth if we lost all our money. When we focus on growth and start digging into our mistakes like the gold miners in the 1852 California gold rush, we can acquire the golden nuggets of wisdom, and that is how you spark your inner magic. By shifting your energy from self-blame to the mindset of, what did I learn from these mistakes or experience? You expand your conscious mind and shift into a higher level of thinking. The older generation of parental style may use force and control methods of shame, blame, and guilt to control and discipline their children. We can see the impact in the world today with many people suffering from mental health, addictions, and social problems. This is the law of cause and effect at play. Allow yourself to exit this paradigm and choose a reality you want to live in. Free yourself from the self-blame suffering pattern, acquire wisdom, and use inner alchemy to turn your suffering into medicine. By the way, you can consider our inner alchemy worksheet with journal prompts that were exclusively designed to break toxic thought patterns such as self-blame. By changing your internal state, you can change your reality and level up your life. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and give our video a like. May you spark your inner magic and reap your gold. Until next time, take care and we'll see you in the next video.